You know, there's a quiet revolution happening right now. It's not on the streets, it's happening inside the walls of our homes. It's called the smart meter, and honestly, it's about to change our relationship with energy forever. Okay, let's get into it.
So let's start with a big question. What if the power grid, that huge, sprawling network of wires and transformers that powers basically our entire lives, what if it could actually think? What if it could react and even predict what's going to happen next?
Well, that's not science fiction anymore. It is happening right now, thanks to this silent army of over 1 billion smart meters already installed around the world. And together, they're forming the nervous system for a much, much smarter grid.
Okay, so what is a smart meter really? The easiest way to think about it is like this. Your old spinning dial meter? That was like a landline phone. It did one thing and one thing only. A smart meter, that's the smartphone. It's a powerful, tiny computer that's networked, and it creates a two-way conversation between your house and the utility.
All right, that brings us to the sheer scale of this global upgrade. I mean, this is one of the biggest infrastructure projects of our lifetime, and it is happening way faster than you might realize.
And the numbers here, they're just staggering. We are on track to have 1.75 billion smart meters installed globally by 2030. That's up from about 1 billion today, a massive, massive leap in just a few years.
And all that deployment, well, it doesn't come cheap. We're talking about a market for these devices that's set to just explode to over $46 billion. That kind of money is what's really driving this rapid adoption all over the world.
Now, what's interesting is where this is happening. It's not the same everywhere. North America, for instance, is pretty much saturated. The real story, the huge growth, is happening in other places. Look at Latin America. It's projected to more than triple its adoption. And countries like India are planning to roll out hundreds of millions of these things.
Okay, so we've got all this new hardware, right? But the real magic, the revolution, isn't actually in the box on your wall. It's in the intelligence that box unlocks. It's about building that new brain for the grid.
Look, this isn't just about saving a utility worker trip to your house anymore. The real smart part here comes down to two things: data and AI. It's about giving the entire energy system the ability to analyze and act on this tidal wave of real-time information.
And when you look at how AI performs in the real world, wow, the results are pretty mind-blowing. It can predict energy demand with almost 96% accuracy. But the real showstopper here is fraud detection. These new graph neural networks, GNNs, can spot energy theft with 98.3% accuracy. And get this, they deliver an almost 9x return on investment. That's huge.
And all this data opens the door to some newy cool, almost futuristic ideas. The biggest one? Something called a virtual power plant, or VPP. So what is it? It's basically a way for thousands of homes with their own solar panels or EV batteries to team up. An AI acts like a conductor, orchestrating all of them to work together like one giant single power plant when the grid needs help. And how it works is actually pretty brilliant and pretty simple when you break it down. Your home's solar and battery get connected to this network. Then, when the grid is under a lot of stress, say on a hot summer day, an AI platform automatically asks for a little bit of power from your home and thousands of others. The grid avoids a blackout, and you get paid for helping out. It's a genuine win-win.
Okay, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. When you connect 1 billion new computers to your most critical piece of infrastructure, you create a massive new target. This is really the central tension of the whole smart meter story, the incredible rewards versus some terrifying new risks.
You can see the trade-off right here, and it is stark. On one side, you've got these incredible benefits. You could save up to 15% on your energy bill, utilities can find outages 85% faster, but on the other side, we're opening up a whole new can of worms for cyber threats, including vulnerabilities that are rated as critical.
And here's the thing you really have to understand. We've just expanded the grid's attack surface from a few thousand power plants to over 1 billion endpoints in our homes. An attack on the software running on the meter itself, the application layer, gets a severity score of 9.1 out of 10. That's as critical as it gets. Securing this new sprawling network is one of the biggest challenges we're facing.
So, with all this data flying around and all this risk, what's the end game? Where is all of this heading?
Well, the answer might be one of the most exciting concepts in tech right now, the digital twin.
A digital twin is, well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Imagine creating a perfect, living, virtual copy of the entire physical power grid. Think of it like the ultimate, most realistic video game of our energy network. Grid operators can use it to stress test for weaknesses, simulate a hurricane, and fine-tune performance, all without risking a single real-world blackout.
Now, as you can probably guess, building something like this is not cheap. A full-on digital twin of the entire grid can cost over $25 million, but the payoff is huge, a 31% savings in operations. The smart way to do it, though, might be to start smaller. A utility could just create a twin of a single critical transformer for a fraction of the cost, and actually get an even higher 35% in savings by predicting failures before they happen.
But even with all this potential, it's important to remember where we are on the timeline. We are absolutely in the early days here. Only about 15% of these projects are in full production. A full 60% are still just concepts or small pilot programs. So this really is the next frontier for the energy industry.
At the end of the day, this quote from a recent report really captures the whole story. This is about so much more than a new gadget. It is a fundamental reimagination of the entire relationship we have with energy, transforming it from a one-way street into a dynamic, interconnected web.
And so that leaves us right here with this one massive, crucial question. This intelligent, super efficient, and responsive grid is being built all around us as we speak. But what are we truly creating? Are we architecting a brighter, more sustainable future? Or are we building the world's single most critical and most tempting vulnerability?